Hello Virgo. I warmly welcome you to SHARO'N's Tarot. I'm really happy to have you here sharing this moment with me. Thank you for your energy, your trust, and for being part of this space. Remember that you are the one who creates your path. You have the power to build the future you desire. Take only what resonates with you in this reading, and simply let the rest flow without forcing it. This is a general reading, so you can watch it whenever you feel guided to. If you wish, you can also complement it with your rising sign or your moon sign for a more complete guidance. Now we are going to connect with the energy of the moment and receive the messages that your guides, your intuition, or your ancestors want to share with you, according to what you are going through, thinking, or feeling right now. The first card that appears is the Sun, alongside the Eight of Wands and the Empress. Virgo, honestly, I feel like the path ahead of you is finally clearing up. And it's going to happen even faster now. The Eight of Wands together with the Sun shows movement, clarity, and rapid progress. And with the Empress here, the cards are practically confirming that you're doing something very right. I can see you shedding light on a situation that once felt confusing, complicated, or filled with uncertainty. A matter that carried too many questions is finally starting to bring answers. You're beginning to understand a lot of things, and that understanding will keep everything moving forward. This energy doesn't stop here. If anything, it's only going to continue growing and developing. What you truly needed was to understand how to approach a certain situation. Because knowledge is power, and the cards show that you're gaining valuable information, learning important things, or being guided by trustworthy sources. Thanks to that, the progress coming toward you is huge. So huge that you could end up creating something truly meaningful for your life, which is exactly why the Empress appears here. And when I say meaningful, I mean something that could help you financially, improve your stability, or transform your life in a major way. In other cases, I also see a very strong personal evolution. It's as if your life purpose is shifting towards something much more aligned with who you truly are, more creative, more authentic, and far more fulfilling for you. It could even become something that brings you greater financial abundance as well. Another thing I absolutely love about your reading is the energy surrounding communication and news. I see conversations becoming much smoother and more positive for you. There's something important you need to say to someone. And if this resonates with you, I see tremendous progress coming from a conversation that you yourself will initiate. I also see messages, news, or answers arriving that feel very positive and beneficial for your growth and prosperity. Something fascinating about your cards is the symbolic energy within them. You have the energy of Venus and Aphrodite represented through the Empress, the energy of Mercury in the Eight of Wands, and the energy of Apollo in the Sun. All of this speaks about very special talents, virtues, and abilities that already exist within you. And the cards are being very clear with you. What will make you stand out is your authenticity. Don't try to fit in or copy exactly what everyone else is doing. Of course, you can learn by observing others, but your success will come when you do things your own way. Your style, your creativity, and your essence are exactly what will allow you to shine. Sometimes people think, if this worked for someone else, then I should do the exact same thing. But the reality is that not every path works the same for everyone. Your cards show that you're going to carve your own path regarding this situation. In fact, I feel like you're going to realize on your own that your methods, your ideas, or your way of solving things end up being much more effective. The Sun also represents energetic liberation. I see you feeling much stronger, more energized, and far more positive than you did in previous days. Because of that, you'll start moving faster and accomplishing things that once felt extremely difficult or painfully delayed. The Eight of Wands speeds up everything you've been waiting for. If you were waiting for a response, a phone call, news, a message, or something that was supposed to arrive, things are moving much faster now. I even see calls, notifications, or someone knocking at your door, and all of this feels very favorable for you. And the Empress confirms that this will leave you feeling incredibly grateful. You're going to feel relieved because something finally started flowing in your favor. It's like saying, thank goodness this finally sped up. Or at last things are moving the way I needed them to. The Empress also speaks about emotional and mental balance. But not because you're trying too hard to control yourself, because in reality that usually creates even more chaos. True balance comes when you stop obsessing, stop worrying so much, and begin trusting your intuition more. And I feel that's exactly what you're starting to understand now. I also see improvements in your personal environment. Your home feels cleaner, your workspace more organized, and your mind much more focused. Everything that's been pending starts falling into place, and you'll feel capable of handling things in a calmer and more efficient way. At the bottom of the deck appears the Four of Pentacles. Virgo, you know how to protect yourself very well. You're careful, observant, and selective. And even though being overly cautious can sometimes create insecurity or anxiety, honestly, it has been worth it. This card shows that it will become easier for you to protect your energy, your resources, and your peace from people who don't have the best intentions. I also see success in saving, organizing, or building something important. And when I talk about building, I don't mean hoarding things unnecessarily. I mean creating stability. This could involve saving money, gathering materials, organizing resources, or simply structuring certain areas of your life better. And honestly, this connects deeply with your energy because Virgo needs order, structure, and organization in order to feel at peace. However, the Seven of Cups shows some uncertainty surrounding this process. You're seeing multiple possibilities at once, and the cards advise you to eliminate anything that creates confusion or mental fog. Then the Tower appears alongside the Six of Cups, and this combination acts as a very clear warning. The cards are telling you not to return to the past. Don't try to rebuild things exactly as they once were or return to old dynamics, because that path no longer works for you. Going back to old habits, relationships, or emotional patterns would only make you repeat cycles and walk in circles again. The cards want you to understand that some things have simply completed their chapter. Your progress lies ahead of you, not behind you. I also feel there's a person connected to everything you're currently experiencing. You have the Ten of Wands alongside the Knight of Cups. If you currently have someone by your side, I see that this person has sincere and genuine feelings for you. Even if they're also dealing with stress or responsibilities, they still want to support you and be there for you however they can. This person understands what you're going through. They recognize how much you've tried to help others while also trying to reorganize important matters in your own life. I even see that you've been helping a family member, and it has consumed a tremendous amount of your time and energy. Even if helping wasn't emotionally difficult for you, it has definitely been exhausting. It seems like something unexpected happened involving a relative or someone emotionally close to you. And although you've handled it quite well, it has still been a heavy burden. The good news is that something important connected to this situation is finally going to conclude or settle down more smoothly in the coming days. Yes, it will still require effort and patience. After all, the Ten of Wands is a Saturn-related card, but honestly, I see everything working out in the end. And afterward, rest will become absolutely necessary. I also see you beginning to give much more attention to yourself and your own well-being. Then the Ace of Wands appears, a card I absolutely love for you. Virgo, your energy starts feeling alive again. Your spirit feels inspired, creative, and full of motivation. Nothing is going to keep you stuck right now. You're completely moving away from manipulation, negativity, or interference from other people. You're finally beginning to do the things you truly wanted to do for yourself, without so many delays or obstacles. It could be a project, an activity, a practice, or something you've wanted to start in your free time and now will finally be able to pursue. The cards are telling you to trust this inspiration because it feels guided in a very special way. Now looking a bit deeper into unexpected situations, the Nine of Swords, Five of Swords, Eight of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, and Ten of Pentacles appear. And the message here is very clear. Even if other people try to distract you, pull you off your path, or unnecessarily complicate things for you, they won't succeed. Either it simply won't work, or you yourself will no longer allow them to interfere with your peace. I do see someone trying to demand too much from you or criticizing the way you do things. This could be the typical difficult person. Someone who is never satisfied, always finds something to criticize, or wants to delegate responsibilities they don't actually want to handle themselves. And honestly, Earth signs like you tend to be very self-sufficient. You do a lot for yourself and you deeply value your time. You don't like other people draining your energy unnecessarily because you're very conscious of where you invest your effort. So yes, it's very possible that someone may come along saying, Virgo, I need you to do this for me, or trying to place extra responsibilities on your shoulders. But honestly, I don't feel this is someone emotionally important to you. It feels more like a client, customer, boss, coworker, or somewhat distant person who tends to be difficult or overly critical. And sometimes the people who are least emotionally close are the ones who end up creating the most unnecessary chaos. But the important thing here is that your cards show you're no longer going to allow that kind of energy to steal your peace. The first thing you need to remember regarding all of this is that there are many people who truly love you, value you, and deeply appreciate you. The Ten of Pentacles appears here. And this card makes it very clear to me that you are not going to lack anything. Honestly, you shouldn't give certain situations so much power that you start believing they could completely stop or block you. There's also something important the cards want to tell you. It's not a good idea to stay up unnecessarily late. Try not to remain awake until very late at night. You have the sun in your reading, and that energy strongly favors waking up early rather than staying up late. I know it may sound like simple advice, but right now it truly isn't good for you to be going to sleep at 1 or 2 in the morning, unless it's absolutely necessary because of work or an important responsibility. At this moment, your energy functions much better in the mornings. Waking up early benefits you far more because your mind is clearer, your energy feels cleaner, and everything flows more easily for you when you start your day early. And this is exactly what makes me think that any unexpected situation or last-minute problem is something you'll handle without major difficulty. You have the Eight of Pentacles together with the Ace of Cups. These cards show that by focusing on your own matters and staying calm, you'll find solutions quickly. Why? Because there's a very strong spiritual energy protecting you. The Ace of Cups is an incredibly powerful and intuitive card connected to spiritual gifts. There is something watching over you, guiding you, and helping you find the right ideas to move forward through any situation that may arise. I also notice that you're someone who questions yourself a lot. You analyze circumstances excessively, including difficult experiences you've lived through in the past. The Five of Swords shows that there were people who at some point took advantage of you, or people who acted in an overly competitive, harsh, or complicated way toward you. However, despite all of that, I see you moving forward successfully. Most importantly, doors continue opening for you. And thankfully, without major obstacles, you'll begin to feel your life becoming much more practical, peaceful, and organized. Everything will start flowing in a way that's far more aligned with what you truly wanted. I see a very strong material gain. You have the Ten of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Empress. That's precisely why I believe keeping certain things private would be an excellent idea for you. And honestly, that's something Virgo tends to do naturally very well. I don't feel like you necessarily need this advice because deep down you already know it, but the cards still want to emphasize it. It's better to handle certain important things discreetly. That way, you avoid other people trying to give too many opinions, tell you what to do, or interfere in processes that truly belong only to you. And honestly, everything you're managing quietly, privately, or with a lower profile has an excellent chance of turning out extremely well for you. Keeping secrets isn't always easy, but that doesn't mean you're being dishonest by doing so. Of course, if you're in a stable romantic relationship and your partner is trustworthy, sharing certain important matters can be positive. But when I talk about maintaining privacy, I'm referring more to the outside environment. Friends, acquaintances, distant relatives, people who don't need to know absolutely everything about your life. I also see the definitive ending of a situation that has been worrying you or creating mental tension for quite some time. There's something you've been overthinking far too much. And here the cards are very clear with you. Stop thinking about it so much and start taking action. You have the Eight of Wands, and this card speaks about rapid movement. Right now, you don't need a perfectly structured plan to resolve what's worrying you. In fact, I feel the solution will reveal itself step by step as things unfold. There are situations in life that simply resolve themselves through forward movement. Then the Page of Swords appears together with the Magician and the Ace of Swords. Here I clearly see a very intelligent person who is paying attention to you or following your moves very closely. The Lovers also appears, and this person has very strong feelings toward you. But honestly, I feel this person assumes from the very beginning that you would reject them. They seem like someone who has experienced a lot of rejection or painful experiences in the past, which is why they remain emotionally distant. Now, I don't necessarily feel this is someone you would completely reject. We're talking more about attraction or romantic interest. It's like the type of person who does catch your attention, someone you find interesting or attractive, but not in such an intense way that you'd say, "I'm completely in love." It's more like, well, there's something interesting about them, something I like. And yes, I do see someone like that around you. What's interesting is that this person appears cold, distant, or highly reserved. But in reality, they act that way because they feel they don't stand a chance with you. Even so, the cards clearly show that this person likes you very much. If you were to give them an opportunity, they would be extremely happy. However, they continue keeping their distance because they carry many emotional wounds. They've experienced betrayal, disappointment, and pain. On top of that, they have a very closed-off or introspective personality. They aren't especially expressive, sweet, or social. In fact, I'd say they're even more introverted than you are. And there's something important here. As an earth sign, you need people who can also bring a bit more lightness, spontaneity, or social energy into your life. When someone is overly introverted, they usually function better with a person who has a bit more openness or joy in order to balance the energies. And in this case, you carry a much warmer and brighter energy than this person does. So if lately you've felt like someone might be interested in you, but doesn't dare to say it, this is probably why. This person is convinced you would reject them from the very start. I also see that this person is quite proud. They have the Six of Wands, which indicates they know perfectly well that they're very good at what they do. The Hierophant also shows someone prudent, intellectual, and highly focused on study or knowledge. But at the same time, they keep too many secrets. They're a very private person, and very little is truly known about their personal life. Even so, the cards show they feel a very strong interest in you. They appear in your reading because they watch you, pay attention to you, or simply care about you much more than they let on. The Knight of Swords also appears. And honestly, I don't see anything major developing romantically with this person for now. The Three of Pentacles makes me think the connection between you is maintained more through a work, social, or formal environment. This could be someone you met by chance, through work, on a date, or simply through unexpected circumstances. It's like those people who accidentally enter your life and end up falling in love, while you don't necessarily feel the same way. And here I want to tell you something important. Don't feel guilty for saying no to someone. If you're ignoring someone or not returning their feelings, that's okay too. You can't force yourself to feel something that genuinely doesn't come from within you. In fact, I see this person may be the type who changes their attitude or starts looking at you less kindly when they don't receive attention. But that shouldn't confuse you either. And if you're currently dealing with someone who makes you uncomfortable because they're too focused on you or invade your space too much, the cards show this situation will resolve itself. I don't see this spiraling out of control or becoming a serious problem for you. I do notice a lot of pride in this person's attitude, but honestly, I see you handling it well and not allowing it to emotionally hold you back. Now, looking a bit deeper into the romantic side of things, honestly, I feel this represents unrequited love. In other words, someone feels more for you than you feel for them. And that's valid too. The cards are clear. Say no to anyone who truly doesn't make you feel good, or who simply doesn't awaken something genuine within you. Then a King of Swords appears together with the Three of Cups. And here I clearly see that you are not going to return to someone who already failed you in the past. I do feel that someone may reappear trying to convince you again. Someone who wants to come back into your life or repair things with you. I even see some effort to persuade you or do something impulsive in order to win you back. But the cards show that returning there would not be a good decision. Especially if you know this person was already involved with someone else, or tried to build something with other people while they were away from you. And honestly, I feel that's something you absolutely do not like. That's why the cards advise you to keep moving forward and not return to relationships where distrust or suspicions involving third parties already exist. Of course, if this doesn't resonate with you, simply let it pass. But the cards did want to show it clearly for whoever needs to hear it. Now, if you're currently in a stable relationship, the energy shifts quite a bit. Here appear the Fool, the Four of Cups, Justice, the Queen of Wands, and the Star. And what I see is that your partner, or the person you're with, wants the two of you to do something different. There's a sense of routine, as though everything has become too repetitive. The cards show that you need to make important decisions in order to close out situations that are consuming too much of your time or energy. Justice here speaks of necessary and definitive decisions to improve the relationship and restore balance. Your partner wants to take action so things can improve between you. And the Star shows that you will be able to overcome recent difficulties and leave behind tensions or frustrations that suddenly appeared. I clearly see you feeling much better with the people you truly love and value. The signs that appear most strongly in your cards are Cancer, Virgo, Aquarius, Sagittarius, Gemini, Leo, Aries, Taurus, and Libra. Virgo appears repeatedly, not only because this is your reading, but also because there could be another Virgo person who is very important and connected to you. These signs may help you identify relevant people, whether through their sun sign or rising sign. Thank you, Virgo, for sharing this reading with me here at SHARO'N's Tarot. I hope these messages brought you clarity, guidance, or simply a little light to your path. Remember to keep only what resonates with you and release the rest with love. Trust your intuition, because it is always guiding you to where you need to be. If you enjoyed this reading, you can subscribe, like, and turn on the notification bell to keep receiving more messages from the universe. I send you lots of beautiful energy, protection, and abundance. See you in the next video, and remember, nothing is a coincidence, everything arrives at the perfect time.